this?
This is my buddy Jay. He really loves Buzzfeed a lot, and he sent us an audition tape, so I figured you and I could take a look.
I'm concerned because this is on the street near Buzzfeed.
Yeah, he's been following us.
Great.
Let's watch!
Watch it.
Hey guys, it's Jay, and this is my audition tape for Buzzfeed. I would love to work for Buzzfeed, but I gotta warn you guys, I'm a little bit, well, weird. But not like the kind of crazy guy you see in the street weird. But rather the kind of weird you get when you've had just one too many cups of coffee. So ladies and gentlemen, let the weirdness, but pure awesomeness, begin with the top 10 reasons why I'm addicted to Buzzfeed. Need coffee. Honestly, I feel like I'm part of the zombie apocalypse right now. Yet instead of brains, I want coffee.
Boulevard, crown me king, call me Don, Don Dada, shot collar, nothing but that.
TBH, I feel like I'm doing the dab on drugs right now. I'm pretty sure I'm besties with my dog, and somehow I'm totally okay with that. Hey, Matthew, how does your fish smell?
I guess through its nose.
Wow, that's so bad it was actually good. I'm glad I can tell this is pink and black because I'm sort of awkward and I'm still trying to sort out that dress.
Oh, see, I'm totally Alana.
Yeah, right, I'm Alana.
What?
No, I'm pretty sure pretty much I'm Ilana.
This is a bit odd for me coming from somebody who is Milana. You know what, somehow I don't think Taylor Swift would approve, but somehow I don't seem to mind. A little bit sarcastic face. Need sushi. Honestly, I feel like I'm part of the zombie apocalypse. Yet instead of brains, I want sushi. Mmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sushi. Sushi. Honestly, sushi is crack for guys like me. Buzzfeed.com. I swear I could browse for hours. I'm laughing at this way harder than I should. I'll take this.
What gives, man? Come on!
Looking for something?
Yeah, my charger! This is seriously not cool.
As if you couldn't tell I'm a millennial yet. And sent. Hey guys, it's been a blast showing you the 10 things that I'm addicted to at Buzzfeed. But you know what? I challenge the Try Guys. Try Guys, how about you try me on for size? Of course I'm kidding, but not exactly because I would actually like to work here. Thank you guys very much. I've had a great time with you.
What a fucking wild ride.
I love the clip art. I love the sound effects. Love the Snapchat filter. I love the themes. Hitting on adulting, hitting on dad jokes, hitting on, like, oh, I gotta have coffee. Like, he's hitting all the verticals of BuzzFeed, in what, 3 minutes?
God, what a good audition tape. Also, I want that shirt. I have BuzzFeed swag, but I don't have marker-made BuzzFeed
You
swag.
did a good job. It's hard to draw a circle.
Yeah, really? Have you tried that?
Try drawing a circle right now.
Yeah, we'll wait. You wanna watch it again?
Yeah.
It was hard for me to react during it because I was just so, floored by it.
From the 1940s until the 1970s, pinball was banned in many major U.S. cities.
Not too many people realize it actually came over from the Renaissance. The original game was called Bagatelle, and a known gangster from Chicago brought it over here, added the pins and the metal balls, hence the name pinball. Even though we use very few pins in pinballs these days, for some reason the name just stuck. It goes back as early as 1931, is arguably the first year of pinball. So this is 1933, Chicago's World Fair. This was truly a game of chance. And this is one of the reasons that pinball became illegal in the United States for well over 30 years.
On July 1st, 1971, New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison was arrested for accepting bribes of up to $1,500 a month to protect illegal gambling in the city. 9 other men were also arrested, facing $70,000 in fines and a possible 5-year sentence for helping to transport the pinball machines. 2 of the men arrested were policemen.
You're talking pre-World War II, right after the Great Depression, and they had just legalized alcohol. So now they have to have something that's got to be evil, and pinballs seem to be deemed it.
In Hartford, Connecticut, in 1959, the state police conducted a raid that involved the arrest of 35 people and the confiscation of 44 pinball machines. Those arrested faced a $500 fine, a year in jail, or possibly both.
You see that the flippers are backwards to what we know today. This one here, if it was sold here in the United States, it was housed illegally, it was played illegally. Not only was it subject to confiscation, but the owner of the machine was subject to jail time.
On August 6, 1943, a man named Mana Shadid was arrested for operating a pinball machine outside of his delicatessen. During his trial, pinball machines were brought in to prove that it was gambling. However, the jury enjoyed playing pinball and did not view it as gambling.
They're saying it's a game of chance. You're gambling because you can win free games on these machines.
In 1948, a cigar store owner was arrested for owning a pinball machine after an undercover patrolman won a free game. The owner was arrested for unlawful possession of a gambling machine.
And if you look at the artwork, it was totally designed for men.
For men, yeah.
You want to talk about a sexist thing? Look at the artwork on pinball, especially in the early years. That's racy for today. These were all in men's establishments. Women were not allowed.
In Honolulu, July 1959, 22 people were arrested for permitting gambling on pinballs.
The flippers that we know today in I believe it's 1953, as a cost cutter, they took out the 6 flippers, took them to the bottom and said, well, at least it covers the entire playfield, inadvertently turning it into a game of skill. And that's the leg that Roger Sharp took and stood on as he fought it all the way to the Supreme Court. So that's when pinball started becoming legalized again.
Sharp proved to the city council that pinball was a game of skill by calling his own flipper shot and making it.
You're an astronaut. When did, I don't know. Sorry, it's alarm. I lost my words.
My name is Kjell Lindgren. I'm a NASA astronaut. I joined the astronaut office in 2009.
We've never met an astronaut before, so it's
Yeah, it's the first time. My hands are sweating.
We're just normal people with amazing jobs.
When did you go to space?
So I went to space in 2015. I launched on a Soyuz rocket out of Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan in July of 2015, and then returned back to the Earth in December of 2015 after having spent 141 days in space.
What's the training really like?
The training is amazing, and I think that many folks will tell you it is the second best job in the world to actually getting to fly. We spent 2 years learning the basics of being prepared to fly. And so that includes robotic arm operation, space station systems, how to do a spacewalk, flying in the T-38 jet as a space flight readiness trainer, and then finally learning the Russian language. And once you've been assigned to a mission, begins another 1.5 to 2 years of training for that specific mission.
We heard you were in a very long spacewalk. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience there?
I got actually to do 2 spacewalks during my mission. Both of my spacewalks were over 7 hours. They are an unforgettable experience. The opportunity to go outside, to wear that very iconic spacesuit, to see the Earth and the outside of the space station, to do technically complex work outside, to do it successfully, and then to get back inside safely. It's something I'll never forget.
We heard this spacesuit was like 300 pounds.
300 pounds, and of course, we don't sense that weight in space, but it's pressurized, and so every movement is against this pressurized suit. And so just grabbing something or activating one of our tethers, every time you move that glove is kind of like using one of those hand exercisers, those grip exercisers. And so to sustain yourself over 6-7 hours during a spacewalk requires, of course, training before and during the mission.
What is like a work week like in like the space station?
We wake up at about 6 o'clock in the morning. and you have to take care of morning hygiene and eat breakfast, and then kind of look ahead at what the rest of the day is going to hold. We have a morning conference at 7 o'clock in which we speak with each of the different mission controls, and then we start working. And we will work until about 7:30 at night, and we spend an hour doing resistive exercise and about 30 to 45 minutes doing aerobic exercise. But the rest of that time is really dedicated to work.
What do you do on the weekends?
So the weekends belong to us for the most part. We still have to exercise every day. We have to do about 4 hours of house cleaning. Or house
4
cleaning.
hours?
Yep, on Saturdays. But beyond that, the days belong to us. And so that's a great time to talk with friends on the phone, and then really just to look outside the window.
So did you have a specific mission when you were out there in space?
So I was a part of Expedition 44 and 45. The overarching interest in our mission really had to do with the one-year mission that Scott Kelly was on. That one-year mission, I think, will really help to inform our future exploration.
Was it weird coming back after all of that?
It felt right. It felt like the bookend of an amazing experience. That re-entry process is one of my favorite experiences. Just it's very dynamic. The very end of it, when we hit the Earth, is a little bit like being in a car accident, but it means that you're home. For me, we landed at night in the middle of a blizzard, so when they opened the hatch, you could smell and feel that cold air come through, and it was absolutely amazing. It meant that we were home.
What was it like physically coming back? Did you feel like heavy?
Gravity's kind of a bummer, actually. After you've been floating around, to feel gravity again, it feels unnatural at first almost. And it takes a while to get used to it. So immediately after landing, I don't think any of us would have been able to stand up. In fact, it's just kind of a rewiring of the brain to be able to react to gravity again. For me, it took about 30 days before I felt like I was back to normal.
If I were like talking to someone who like is like aspiring to be an astronaut, what kind of like education and training would they need to have to like even get started?
Really, we are looking for the best and brightest in the STEM field. So science, technology, engineering, and math. The advice that I give to folks that are interested is just to find your talent, follow your passion, because that is the domain, that's the discipline where you're going to be successful.